Hi guys, Jane here. I am one of the puppy trainers here at the Puppy Preschool. Today, my puppy assistant Clyde and I are going to be talking about the concept, a door is a bore. Now you are going to be getting two separate videos for this specific exercise today. The first video will be me talking about the door is a bore. The second video will be specifically us working hands-on with your puppy. Now this exercise is designed to help prevent separation anxiety from developing in young puppies. If you already have a puppy like Clyde that has already started to exhibit some signs of stress or anxiety when you go to leave or when you do actually leave, this training session can be especially helpful for you. Now the door is already a very stimulating departure cue for any puppy, just because lots of fun things happen on the other side of doors. Oftentimes we leash our puppies up and we take them out for a walk or maybe to the park. So it's a stimulating departure cue in general. Now for a puppy like Clyde that is already exhibiting signs of separation anxiety, it can be more of a negative departure cue. What the door can turn into is a predictor for us leaving. So that is why we want to practice this exercise. The goal here is to teach puppies like Clyde that the door is boring. It's not stimulating, it's not scary, and there is no negative emotion that needs to be paired with it. So what we'll be doing is what we call desensitizing. Now we will be practicing at a level that your puppy can handle walking to the door and back, teaching them that we're not always leaving when we walk to the door, and that there's not always something scary paired with us walking to the door. Now let's talk about our starting point. So our starting point for each puppy is going to be different. It's really going to depend on what the dog can do now. What can they do successfully? I would start there and then build. So for example, if you're really not sure where your puppy can start, you can start with just taking one step towards the door, and then two, and then three, and so on. Now the door is a bore is just working with showing our puppies that the door is boring. We're not going to be leaving our puppies alone, so we won't be exiting the room. We can practice opening the door once our puppies get to that point, but we won't be taking any steps out of the room. Most people ask, what does my dog need to do while I walk back and forth towards the door? Do they need to sit? Do they need to lay down? The answer is no, they don't need to do anything. We don't need to ask them to do anything. The puppies can do whatever they choose to do. They can sit, they can lay down, they can even follow us to the door and back. It's totally up to the puppy. All we're looking for is signs of distress. Is the puppy starting to whine? Is the puppy starting to bark? Is the puppy starting to jump up on you? If any of that happens, we need to stop and think, are those signs that your puppy generally shows when they are anxious? And then we need to take a step back and try again at an easier point, making it so our puppies can be successful. We're also not going to be using food for this exercise. It's just not needed. This is going to be pure desensitizing. And all that means is that we are going to be exposing our puppies to what they are afraid of at such a low level that they don't feel any of that negative emotion. They don't feel that fear. And then we'll just slowly move forward, pushing our puppies just a tiny bit at a level that they can handle until we make it to the goal of being able to walk to the door and open the door all the way, close it back, and then go back to our puppies. Now, when coming back to your puppy, after walking towards the door, I would be pretty mellow or neutral. If you're going to pet them or praise them, that's totally fine, but we don't want to get them super excited because that could raise their anxiety level. So I don't recommend petting them for a very long time or using a really high-pitched voice. So we want to be pretty calm and neutral with this. All right, so hopefully this exercise makes sense. If you guys have any questions about the door as a bore, definitely let us know and we'd be happy to help. Have fun training at home.